Hey everyone, welcome to Uti, and today we're diving into one of the most talked about rivalries in hip-hop, the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. These two titans have been at the top of the game for years, but their relationship has been anything but smooth. From subliminal shots in tracks to public statements, this rivalry has it all. So, whether you're Team Kendrick or Team Drake, stick around because we're going to break down everything you need to know about this legendary feud. To understand the beef, we need to go back to the early 2010s when both Kendrick and Drake were rising stars. Kendrick had just dropped his critically acclaimed album Good Kid, M.A.A.D. City, in 2012, while Drake was already making waves with Take Care and Nothing Was the Same. Despite their different styles, both were seen as the future of hip-hop, and initially there was a lot of mutual respect between the two. But things started to shift in 2013. Kendrick dropped his infamous verse on Big Sean's track Control, where he called out nearly every major rapper in the game, including Drake. This wasn't just a casual name drop. Kendrick was declaring himself the king and challenging everyone else to step up. While it wasn't a direct diss, it was enough to spark tension between the two. After Control, things started heating up. Drake responded in interviews, downplaying Kendrick's verse and suggesting that it wasn't as impactful as people thought. This was a subtle dig, but it didn't go unnoticed. Kendrick, however, didn't stay silent for long. On his BET Hip Hop Awards cypher in 2013, he took more shots, making it clear that he was aiming for the top spot, and anyone who wasn't on his level, including Drake, needed to step aside. From there, the tension grew. Drake released tracks like The Language and 0 to 100, The Catch-Up, where fans speculated that some lines were directed at Kendrick. Meanwhile, Kendrick kept his jabs coming, most notably on tracks like King Kunta and The Blacker the Berry from his 2015 album To Pimp a Butterfly. These weren't outright disses, but the competition between them was clear. In interviews, both artists continued to play it cool, but the tension was evident. Drake would often throw shade by implying that he didn't see Kendrick as a real threat, while Kendrick maintained that he was simply pushing the culture forward. This back and forth kept fans and the media speculating about the true nature of their relationship. During award shows and public appearances, you could feel the unease between them. It was clear that both were aware of the other's moves, and neither was willing to back down. This wasn't just about music. It was about legacy, and who would be remembered as the greatest of their generation. So the big question, who won the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef? It's not as straightforward as declaring a winner in a traditional sense. This rivalry has been more about pushing each other to greater heights rather than a battle with a clear victor. Kendrick Lamar has often been praised for his lyrical prowess and conceptual albums. His ability to address social issues and offer introspective commentary has set him apart as a powerful voice in hip-hop. His diss verses, like those on Control and The Blacker the Berry, showcased his aggressive approach to competition and his commitment to elevating the genre. Drake, on the other hand, has dominated the charts with his versatile style, blending rap and R&B in a way that appeals to a broad audience. His subtle dices and responses, like those in The Language and 0 to 100 at The Catch-Up, highlight his ability to remain at the top of the mainstream while addressing his rivals in a more indirect manner. In terms of public perception, both have achieved significant success. Drake's commercial dominance and consistent chart-topping hits reflect his broad influence and appeal. Kendrick's critical acclaim and influence on the cultural conversation reflect his impact on the art and craft of hip-hop. Ultimately, it's hard to say definitively who won the beef. It's a rivalry that has fueled both artists to excel and push boundaries. In the end, the real winners are the fans, who get to enjoy the high-quality music and lyrical innovation that this competition has inspired. So, what do you think? Is this beef just friendly competition, or is there something deeper going on? Are you Team Kendrick or Team Drake? Personally, I think this rivalry has pushed both artists to elevate their craft, and as fans, we're the ones who benefit from it. But I want to hear from you. What's your take on this beef? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in to Yudi's first video. If you enjoyed this break,